Did you know that changing just 3 small habits in your morning routine can make you learn English 4 times faster than studying with a textbook for hours? That sounds crazy, right? But your brain loves routines, and it learns best when you are not even trying. Welcome to Peter's English Lab, the place where we make learning English completely stress-free, easy, and quite a bit of fun. Today, we have a totally brand new topic for you because we are looking at how to build an English life from your own couch.
You are so right. And honestly, my morning routine usually just involves drinking way too much coffee and staring at the wall. But lately, I started doing something different in my kitchen, and it completely changed my energy.
Oh, let me guess, Peter. You actually washed your coffee mug for once instead of leaving it in the sink for 3 days. Because that would be a massive change for you.
Hey, that is not fair. I wash it every 2 days, thank you very much. But no, I actually started describing my breakfast out loud in very simple English sentences. For example, I say, I take the bread. I put the butter on the bread. I drink the hot coffee. It sounds silly because I am completely alone, but it forces my brain to think in English without any pressure.
I love that so much because it is like playing a little game with yourself. You do not need a teacher or a classroom to tell you that you are doing a good job. You just use your voice and the things around you, like your table, your chair, or your ugly green socks.
My green socks are beautiful, Nicole. They have little yellow ducks on them. But you are completely right about the game part. Language is not a test. It is a tool, and we need to use it like a child does. A child does not look at grammar rules for 5 hours. They just look at an object and say the word.
Exactly. They just copy what they hear and they do not care about being perfect. Many beginners wait until they think their English is 100% correct before they open their mouths. But if you wait for perfection, you will wait forever, and that is just boring.
Yes, and mistakes are wonderful because they show that your brain is actually working and trying to build new paths. Every time you say something wrong and fix it, you become a stronger speaker.
So today, we want to give our listeners some real, practical steps to start speaking right now. Even if you only know a few basic words, we are going to break down the barriers and show you that you are much closer to fluency than you think. Here is a shocking fact that almost nobody realizes. You actually only need a tiny group of about 100 special words to understand more than half of every single conversation in the world. Think about that. You do not need to memorize a whole dictionary to talk to a person. You just need the core pieces.
That is a massive relief for anyone who feels overwhelmed by big vocabulary lists. It means you can start having small, real conversations with people almost immediately. And speaking of core pieces, let us talk about a super simple grammar structure that can help you create 50 different sentences today. We call this a sentence frame, where you keep the start the same and just change the very last word. For example, let us look at the frame, I want to go to the... You can say, I want to go to the park. I want to go to the shop. Or, I want to go to the beach.
That makes it so easy because your brain does not have to build a brand new sentence from zero every single time. You just use the template, drop in the noun you need, and boom, you are speaking English. Another fantastic frame for beginners is, do you have a... You can ask, do you have a pen? Do you have a key? Or do you have a map?
It saves so much mental energy, which is exactly what you need when you are nervous. But Nicole, what happens if a beginner is talking to someone and they suddenly forget a word? That is usually the scariest moment for anyone.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. Your mind goes completely blank and your heart starts racing. But there's a very smart trick called circumlocution, which is just a big word for describing things with simpler words. If you forget the word kitchen, You do not need to stop talking. You just say, the room where we make food.
That is brilliant. Or, if you forget the word car, you can say, the big machine with 4 wheels that we drive. Most people are incredibly kind and helpful. So when you describe the object, they will immediately understand you and give you the exact word you need. It turns the conversation into a fun puzzle that you solve together.
Yes, and you can also use phrase savers to buy yourself some extra time to think. Instead of freezing and saying nothing, you can say, let me see, or, well, or, how do you say? These phrases are excellent because they make you sound incredibly natural, and they give your brain a few extra seconds to find the right vocabulary. Native speakers use them constantly when they are thinking. Now, let us move into our vocabulary section for today, where we look at 5 essential words that every A1 learner needs to use. Our first word is journey, which means traveling from one place to another, like a long trip. For example, you can say, the train journey was very long and quiet.
Our second word is shadow, which is the dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can say, I see the shadow of a large tree on the wall. The third word is balance, which means keeping things equal or steady, like when you ride a bicycle. A good sentence is, it is important to keep a good balance when you walk on ice.
That is a great example, Peter, especially with your coordination. Our fourth word is tiny, which just means extremely small. For example, you can say, look at that tiny bird in the garden. And our fifth word is treasure, which is a collection of valuable things like gold or just something you love very much. You can say, this old book from my grandfather is a true treasure.
Those are 5 beautiful words to add to your daily practice. And remember, do not just memorize them in a list. Try to put them into real sentences about your own life. Now, let us look at 4 everyday expressions that will make you sound like a pro. The first one is piece of cake, which means something is incredibly easy. For example, the English homework was a piece of cake.
I love that expression. It always makes me hungry. Our second expression is break a leg, which is a funny way to wish someone good luck, especially before a big performance or a test. You can say, break a leg on your interview tomorrow. The third expression is call it a day, which means to stop working on something because you are tired or you finished. For example, we worked for 6 hours, so let us call it a day.
And our final expression is touch wood, which people say when they want to prevent bad luck after saying something positive. For example, I have not been sick all year. Touch wood. These idioms are fantastic because they add so much color to your speech.
They really do, and they make speaking feel much more like a natural part of your lifestyle. Technology is also a massive help for this, like using the voice recorder on your smartphone to listen to your own pronunciation. It can be scary to hear your own voice, but it shows you exactly where you need to improve.
Absolutely. It gives you a clear picture of your progress, and you can see how much better you get over 3 months. Well, that is all the time we have for Peter's English Lab today. Keep practicing every day, use your new words, and never fear those mistakes.
Have a wonderful day, everyone, and happy speaking. See you next time.